Hey, what's going on, guys? Shak-Reacts here once again, and today's some crazy clips of the worst couples I can find. And like always, guys, my favorite clip will be at the end, but in this first one, it is pretty funny. This strong, independent woman doesn't know how to fix her tire.
This is how to change a hubcap, part 1. Go! Go.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
Now, to be honest, guys, I don't think it's a girl thing. I think it's just a her thing. She's clearly lacking a couple brain cells.
A photo from a recently opened women's only nightclub opened up, and take a look, buddy. Not one bottle in sight. Just a bunch of girls sitting around on their phone, all looking at each other to pay for everything. Because you know who pays for the bottles? Us. Doesn't make any sense, man. No respect out here. They don't appreciate what we do.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's opening or running this business, but they're gonna go out of business very soon. If they just did a bit of business research, they would have realized that men majority of the time spend the most money.
And just do what women want.
Why?
Because they care about women and they want women to be happy and they want them to love them. You can go back to, say, the Victorian era, and men used to treat women with an extreme amount of deference because the generations living then remembered a time when the world was a lot more difficult than people now remember it being. The physical inequality between men and women was emphasized because the world was a much more difficult place. And so men took a paternalistic and patriarchal view on how women should be treated. And women wanted men to take that. And men did what they could. Now, men have won. The fact that we're not about to be invaded is the victory of Western man. Then for some reason, women decided, okay, well, I'm not afraid anymore. I want what you have. You don't do the things that we do, so you can't have what we have. But men just want women to be happy. They want them to love them. They want their approval. And so if gaining women's approval means pretending women are equal to men or whatever it is, they'll do it. And it's completely taken men off of the throne that they sat on. This throne was never imposed by authority, actually. It was imposed by consent. And the second women withdrew their consent for the man to be on that throne, well, the throne collapses and the men are just standing around going, okay, well, I guess I'll just play video games and drink beer all day and smoke weed. And if you don't need me, I won't do anything. Because that's really the whole raison d'etre of being a man, just to be needed by someone else. And it's always been women. And until women understand that actually they're kind of destroying men, then nothing will change, because men will never be able to stand up for themselves and their own dignity.
I 100% agree with this guy, and that's exactly why there's a saying that goes, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. And the cycle pretty much just repeats. But that being said, as a man, you also still can't be doing nothing all day just because you feel you have no sense of purpose.
I'm not gonna thank my husband for putting a new trash bag into the trash can. I'm not gonna thank him for putting his clothes in the hamper. I'm not gonna thank him for unloading the dishwasher. I'm not gonna thank him for changing a diaper. I'm not gonna thank him for cleaning a toilet. I'm not gonna thank him for making the bed. I'm not gonna thank him for doing any of the things that just come with living in a house. Like, if he would have to do it, if I didn't live here, like if he lived by himself and that was still a required task, I'm not saying thank you. That is just part of existing in a functioning home.
I'm not sure where this line of thought came from, that if we say thank you or show any type of gratitude, that we are enabling lazy and that we will end up receiving less.
Now, if you guys don't know, a big reason why people get divorced is because of the lack of appreciation that goes on. People don't recognize the efforts that everybody else is doing in the household. Like, for example, like this, where this woman refuses on saying thank you for simple things. A man is going to reciprocate what he's receiving. So if you're not saying thank you, he's not going to say thank you back. And that's where things just start getting ruined.
Why is it so difficult for you to ask us, any of us, on a date?
So a lot of guys nowadays think that they're the ones that are supposed to be taking her on dates.
You should definitely be holding your shopping bag. Going into a restaurant, he should definitely be opening the restaurant door for you.
I'm old school, you know. I want a man that takes charge, opens doors for me, pulls out the stick.
Now, a lot of these women say that they're very old school. However, is their body count old school? Do you know how to cook and clean? Are you also old school? Because I highly doubt that.
On your knees. Say, there you go.
Is she feeling his heartbeat?
On your knees?
Well, sure, yeah. Well, cross only. How much money would you say you've donated?
Probably just shy of about 10 grand. Maybe 4 or 5 grand still.
Now these guys pretty much fit the exact picture of what I imagine an incel to look like. When I hear guys spending a ton of money on OnlyFans chicks, they pretty much match the picture perfectly. It's almost like they're proud that they're losing all of this money on women who don't even appreciate them or care about them.
I've been talking all that trash about men on social media and not look at you. It's estimated by 2030 that 45% of y'all women gonna be single and childless. Y'all keep saying y'all don't need no man, and y'all keep saying how y'all love cats. Well, I hope them cats keep y'all warm at night. Alright, now that I made some of y'all upset, I'll keep it real. It says that recent data predicts that 45% of women between ages 25 and 44 will be single and childless by 2030. I feel like this is a direct result due to social media rhetoric. Every time you open TikTok or any other social media platform, you constantly see other women that are bashing men, saying how much men aren't this, men aren't that. And that may be true to their experience, but that's not true to every man. And so we have a lot of women who take on this same mindset and decide, you know what? I don't really need men. And it leads them down a lonely and terrible life path. And the same thing happens to men as well with the whole red pill movement. Both genders have the same thing going on at the same time.
Now, if you guys are very curious what a depressed person looks like, I can only imagine it's a woman that's very lonely and old with nobody around her. I mean, just think about what she's doing. She can't even change her circumstances or her living conditions because she missed out on every single opportunity when she was younger. And a lot of the time, the only option these older women have is putting themselves in retirement homes because they can't even have someone take care of them because, well, there's no one around. No kids and no husband.
My dad said it seems like young men don't want to get married anymore, and I wanted to ask the internet why that might be.
Best case scenario, he gets married, you guys work out great, you have a wonderful marriage. Chances are very small of that. A lot of people end up divorced. He loses half his stuff. He might lose access to his children. His whole life is torn apart for what? Not only that, but buying an expensive ring that she liked, proposing, the wedding being expensive. All the work that goes into a relationship that still might end up failing.
This is so true, and this is exactly why I always say, if you're not a religious person where marriage, I guess, doesn't really matter to you, don't do it. It's way more of a risk in today's day and age, especially when the divorce chances are as much as a coin flip.
Would you take me in state?
What? Dubai?
Left.
Okay, cool. Like, what? I just said I don't know.
But
I don't have my passport. Next.
How you gonna get mad at me because Dubai not in America? You ain't listening to social studies.
I don't know, Jamaica.
So,
where you want to go to Jamaica?
Jamaica?
Yeah.
Somewhere in America. You don't have your passport. We can't go to Jamaica. You just said you don't got your passport.
Let's go to Key West.
Florida?
Yes.
Yeah, this girl is absolutely stupid, and this is exactly why, as a man, you shouldn't just be looking for looks. You should be looking for a girl who's also smart and definitely knows her geography.
Cross-court pass, double dribble. You can't just grab the ball mid-dribble.
He picks it off.
Yeah, travel and double dribble again. You can't just switch hands mid-dribble. Travel again.
It's her against no one.
And a 5th grade level layup. Hilariously, the official WNBA page posted this like this was something to brag about. Do y'all not enforce rules in women's basketball? No, that's right. You don't take accountability.
How old are you?
I am 50.
Is this your kid?
This is my grandson.
That is wild. What's your secret for looking so great at 50?
Being happy, first of all. Sun protection, moisturizers, a little Botox.
What's the reason you say happiness is so important?
Well, I mean, studies show that happy people live longer. Married people live longer, so get married. People that are married have more, so they're definitely happier. It's true.
Now, even though this woman does not look her age, you can definitely tell she's wise by her age. It makes complete sense.
The range of your ideal man?
27 to 29.
Minimum height?
6'5".
Minimum income he needs to make?
100K.
Probability of you finding your ideal man is 0%.
They want you rich, they want you jacked, tall, handsome, all the above. They're gonna have a million standards for you, and I want you to ask yourself this: what kind of standards do you have for them, homie?
6'5", minimum requirement. I mean, imagine that. Everything else on the list was also very high, but 6'5"? That's like 0.0001% of every single man.
How long have you been together?
4.5 years.
No, 5 now.
Well, yeah, I guess 5 now.
5 years.
Yeah.
How much did you spend on her wedding ring?
I mean, show it. I mean, go ahead. It's a decent amount. So if you look up like a 3-carat diamond, it's a decent amount I spent on her, but she deserves even more.
Numbers wise, what are we talking?
I mean, how much was it? 35K? 35K, yeah.
35,000 bucks.
Yeah.
So he spent that much on a wedding ring for you as a gesture. What does he get in return?
I think I should answer that. So I get a partner that's loyal. I get the mother of my children. I get the most beautiful woman that I've ever, been around, and the most important thing is how she treats me and how she treats my family and how she treats her family. So for me, I have a partner for life, and it's worth every investment there is.
Now, a lot of people are bashing this guy in the comments saying this guy's a huge simp. We don't know his financial conditions. We don't know how much this man makes. For all we know, he makes a ton of money and this was easy for him to afford. However, if you're a man who makes a ton of money and you want to give your girl the best kind of wedding ring, go for it. You're not a simp for doing so. However, I have to say, the size of the ring does not determine how long the marriage is gonna last. Sometimes it's the smallest rings that make the longest marriages.
Here in Atlanta, the girlies are the ones who approach the men.
Wait.
The men, no.
Wait!
I'm telling you.
The girls are moving to the boys here?
Yes. And they won't say it. They don't want to come out and say it, but they do. The men here are just they're just so spoiled. They are spoiled. All the girls are sharing the same man.
I don't think it's only in Atlanta anymore. I think it's actually everywhere around the world. Majority of women are more than happy to share a successful, high-valued man, and they definitely don't mind approaching them. That's exactly why, as a man, the best thing you can do is become high-valued.
What gives you the ick? One of them is meal prep. Like when they prep them, put them in boxes, and like freeze them or like fridge them.
When are things going to go back to where you can work and support your family without stressing out? Seriously, my bills alone are $3,000 a month. I'm a single mom who receives like $300 a month in child support for 2 kids. I can't do this anymore. I work every single day. I get maybe a day off. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, I'll get 2 days off. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of this.
Now, I'm definitely not going to dumb down what she's going through. To be honest, I'm actually super happy she's still working. A lot of single mothers nowadays like to rely on the child support and don't like to work themselves. But this is exactly what happens after a divorce. Did you think things were going to get cheaper after getting divorced? Of course not. You have no one to split the bills with.
The whole gaming thing.
What's the problem? Jacqueline has this big problem too. Because
it's just lazy. It feels like unless you're getting paid, and there's a line, right? Like it's cool if you want to do it every so often, but to me, I'm like, go educate, like go do something productive.
But what is the problem? Like, you know, Jacqueline has a big problem with it too. Whenever she hears the PlayStation start up, like I gotta hear the huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But if I were to just have TV on, you'd be on TikTok as it is, not paying attention. So why does it bother you?
Because it's not the distraction of me being on TikTok and us watching TV. It's what you could be doing with that time.
There it is, and that's what I knew it. I knew it. You women want to task us so bad that you're so pissed that we're taking time from doing something. Wait a minute, you're enjoying things? You have time to do this video game?
Here's the thing.
Here's all the things you could be doing.
Here's the thing, you're enjoying it. But you could also be planning something nice for us. You know, like...
Now, if you're a man and you have nothing going for yourself in life and all you do is play video games all day, of course you should get up and actually start doing something with your life and becoming successful. But if you're already up there and you actually make a ton of money or you're just doing good financially and you just want to chill and play games for a bit, go for it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Just as women have their own ways of relaxing and I guess spending some alone time, so do men. We're human at the end of the day.
What do you think a man should spend on a first date?
$1,000.
She's right, but let me explain. You, me, $1,000 worth of Lego Star Wars, 7 seasons of Clone Wars. Need I say more?
Ladies and gentlemen, for the time being, I am requiring men and children only.
Are you kidding me?
It's 2022. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be treated equal to men? Well, this is how men are treated.
No, we don't. We just say that half the time. We don't actually believe in it.
Yeah, we do. Come on, we're just as capable as men are.
Shut up!
I identify as a man! 2022.
This clip is so true, and this is exactly why I always say feminists only want the benefits of equal rights, but they don't actually want the downsides. The downsides include, let's say we ever go to war and men have to get drafted. Does that mean women also now have to get drafted as well? Because, well, we're equal. And this is a huge reason why women didn't even want to get the right to vote back in the day, because voting also meant that they would also affect the kind of wars we get into, and they did not want to be held responsible for that, including, I guess, fighting on those wars that they're voting for. But I guess until we actually get into a huge war where we actually need to start drafting again, feminism is gonna stay stay for a bit longer. But anyways, just my opinion, guys, because that does wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys do want more content just like this, please watch the videos you guys see on the top screen. It does help my channel a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.